All right, we'll take questions for Dougie. Just please raise your hand first. Go ahead, Chip.
Dougie, so many people are wondering about your contract status. How do you feel like this is going to play out for you? Do you anticipate re-signing with the Hurricanes, or do you think you'll go into free agency?
To be honest, I don't really have any idea right now. So, like I talked to you guys before, I really wanted to focus on hockey, and we kind of didn't talk about contract. I mean, wasn't involved really at all. I let my agent, whatever, but they kind of tabled conversations till after the season, and I'm sure they'll start talking again soon. So, but like I said, I was very focused on hockey and trying to win. I'm sure now I'll start thinking about more stuff, and I think everyone knows I really enjoy it here. I got some really good friends, met really, really good people in the room and away from the room, off the ice too. So a lot of friends that I'll have, and the staff, everybody in the organization is great. So I have nothing bad to say about my experience here and being a Carolina Hurricane, and really enjoyed it. So hopefully we can keep going.
Sarah?
Hi. Andre was just kind of talking about how the season and like the game so quickly one after another and the restrictions and stuff was just kind of hard. In retrospect, how hard was that mentally and physically?
Yeah, I think it just became, I think it's such a routine. It kind of just starts to blur together. So, like coming to the rink today, it feels like we're supposed to be playing, and we had our kind of day off, and now we're back at it. But it's definitely gone by really quick, I think, because it's so routine, and definitely a different year with eating in the hotels and not being able to leave the hotels and go out and all that stuff. We spent a lot of time together, and I think, to be honest with me, it was missed some of that stuff, but it was also enjoyable to be around the guys a lot, and had a really, really fun year with the guys. So it's definitely weird that we're done playing, and hasn't really sunk in yet, for sure.
Corey?
Dougie, regardless of how the contract stuff shakes out, how do you feel like you've grown as a player over the last 3 seasons?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about that too much. It's hard to think about that long time and stuff, but thinking about it now, I wanted to kind of establish myself as all-around defenseman, and last year I got the opportunity to play first power play, and kind of get that opportunity, and happy with how I've done with playing in that role, and the last 2 years, I guess. So I think happy with how I've developed and improved and stuff, and breaking my leg last year and coming back this year, and it's definitely not easy, and hard to kind of go through that and get back to playing and being yourself and stuff. So I'm definitely proud of myself for going through that and coming back, and but I think I'm hungry to become a better player, and I think I can do that. So I'm ready to keep working and improving, and hopefully I can get better than I am.
JB?
Dougie, thanks for taking out the time. Assuming that you will be back, let's just speak hypothetically. What else does this organization need? What other pieces do the Carolina Hurricanes need to get to that next step, to get to the ultimate step of winning a Stanley Cup championship? You guys are already contenders, but what is it going to take to get the actual trophy?
I mean, it's hard to say. I think we're definitely close. I think it's we had a great season. We lost to a team that's 18 million over the cap or whatever they are, and unbelievable goalie and all that stuff. I thought we played them pretty close. A couple of those games could have went either way, and especially the early games where it changes the feel of the series and stuff. So it's hard to say too. Like, we only played whatever it was, 8 teams all year. You don't really know how our division compares to the other divisions, and we don't know if we're playing the best team or not. So I guess we'll see how that works out. But I think our teams, we got a great team, great people, and we're led by Rod, who has created an unbelievable culture here in Carolina, and I think that's probably the biggest thing. So hopefully we can get better, like you said, and see if we can take that next step.
Mike Slarte.
Good morning, Dougie. As you now mentioned, you're at the rink and it feels weird that you're not putting the gear on to go play. Can you take a second, or have you taken a second, to think back about this season, because it began in the throes of a pandemic with all the protocols, and you mentioned, being locked away in the hotel and that sort of thing, and to be where you guys are, just the overall journey of this season, and how I guess remarkable or crazy, or just how would you best describe what the season was in terms of all of those things?
Yeah, probably crazy. I think, like you said, it's hard to you get kind of caught up, and it's hard to think back on all that stuff. But if you think back to all the protocols and testing and all that stuff we had to do with start of the season, no fans, and getting some fans. I feel like that first game we got fans. I think it was like 2,000 fans, and it felt like we were going out for the playoff game with how loud it was. And I couldn't even imagine at that point what a full stadium would feel like. And to get to the point where we're playing in playoffs with a sold out rink with all the fans, it's crazy to think back to how it was. So like you said, it's been a very busy journey in a way, and it's been fun. We had a great group, like I said, the staff on the road, players, everybody. It made it so fun to keep coming to the rink every day, and especially when you're playing well and winning. And it was definitely a lot of fun.
Corey. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
I was just gonna follow up with, if you could put that in this season with the protocols and everything you talked about, and then that compressed schedule, most memorable season that you've had, or is it just one that you're simply never going to forget no matter what?
Yeah, I don't know. It's different memories. I think in past seasons you have memories from different things away from the rink as well, and this one kind of was pretty much purely hockey. So it's definitely different. I think it'll be maybe something we'll look back on in a couple of years and realize what we went through. But I feel like it almost feels normal now. So it'll be different as we go.
Corey.
Dougie, I know you can only play the players they put across from you, but was there some disappointment in the way you mentioned the 18 million over the cap? Was there some disappointment in the way that all shook out and the way you think things should be versus the way they are?
I wouldn't say disappointment. I think it is what it is. I think you don't even really think about that stuff, to be honest. So you're playing against who you're out there playing, and teams have injuries, teams have full lineups, whatever. It's just how it works out. So I wasn't knocking the rules or anything. It's just you realize how many weapons they have, and if you think about how many more players you could add with that money and stuff like that to your team, you'd realize how much deeper you'd be and stuff. So that's just how it worked out. And I know it's happened with teams in the past and stuff like that. And I don't have a problem with it. I just, you realize how good that team was.
Last one, Josh.
Hey, Dougie, thanks for talking to us. My question was a lot like the one that was just asked by Corey, but I just want to ask it, I guess, maybe a little bit different. Is it the salary cap issue and it being frozen, them being so far over that they are? Is it a conversation that has been had among players that, maybe, this team wouldn't be that good in a normal year because even the smallest change to their roster might change everything?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, though. So you can say that about every team with injuries and stuff like that. I mean, they didn't have one of their best player or whatever all season and still had a great year. So, and still beat us in games and all that stuff. So, and adding a guy who hasn't played in a year is have him come back and be effective and really good right away is impressive as well. So I don't have any knocks on that or on them as a team or what they're doing. I think it's just impressive to see how good they are and how much talent they have, and just have respect for all those guys. So we'll see what happens if they can keep winning, and we'll see how we did against one of the best teams in the league. So yeah.
All right. Thanks, Dougie. Thanks, everyone.